everybody, welcome to the finale of The Amazing Race recap. It's the final four at the beginning of the show: Dave and Rachel, Rachel and Brendan, Vanessa and Ralph, Art and JJ. So I believe they were in India and they had to fly 4,000 miles to Hiroshima, Japan. All of the teams are on the same flight. Vanessa, if you remember from last time, sprained her ankle, so yeah, it's a race. Any kind of physical injury is going to be a problem. Brendan and Rachel, once they got there, missed the bus by like a minute, but they met somebody on the bus who helped them buy train tickets, and then they caught up to everybody else, but then Dave and Rachel missed the ferry to the island, but it didn't matter because the clue wasn't arriving until sunrise, so everybody was equalized all again. They had to visit Hiroshima Memorial Park, where that was like the main blast site, and they had like a memorial there. They had a building that they had left untouched since the blast. Bottom line, war sucks. Roadblock Time. Bring that chicken home. It was a Japanese game show. I freaking love Japanese game shows, and so does Homer. Yeah, you had to get on these giant treadmills and grab 3 chickens and then jump off onto the mat at the end. And for the last thing, they make it really fast. Yeah, it was a problem. Art and JJ finished first, although they wiped out quite a bit. Well, only one of them had to do it. Brendan rocked it. Rachel was not so bad, you know, Rachel of Rachel and Dave. And Vanessa, it was a problem. She had the, you know, sprained ankle. And yes, I know. And Ralph wanted her to give up and just take the penalty and deal with it. But she didn't want to give up. And you know what? I got to give her a lot of credit for persevering. Maybe she's not such a great person, but at least she finished that task. So that was good, right, Homer? Yeah. All right, so the next part was you meet a sky building, and that was a detour. It was either photo cutout or bingo shout out. So photo cutout was you had to lug around these sumo cutouts and take 10 pictures of 3 people in each. For the bingo shout out, it was a sushi bingo game, and that was kind of hard because you had to identify all the sushi, put it on the bingo board, listen to the guy calling the fish and letters out and spell out sushi, and then you had to eat it at the end, which wasn't so bad. I was very craving sushi by the time they finished that. The only ones who chose the cutouts was Rachel and Dave, and of course they finished first, so that was probably the smartest one to do because it was probably a little bit easier than the bingo sushi, because it was pretty hectic in that place. There was a lot of yelling going on and it was very loud, and those Japanese people love their games, I must say. Alright, so the pit stop was Osaka Castle, and Rachel and Dave arrived first, and that was their 7th, oh my goodness, first place finish on a leg, and they won a trip to New Zealand, which is where Phil is from, and he said, "Kids, you're gonna love it." He didn't say it like that. He was like, "You won't be disappointed," in his Phil speak. I can't do his accent. It's kind of a meld of different accents. Alright, Art and JJ came in second. Brendan and Rachel nosed out Vanessa and Ralph, and yeah, Vanessa and Ralph are off the show. I'm sorry, I'm not going to shed a tear for those two. Well, maybe Ralph wasn't so bad, but Vanessa, I don't think she's a nice person from what I've seen on the race. Who knows? Anyhow, they're going from Osaka to Oahu, back to the States. Maybe not the mainland, but at least it's the United States. So once they get there, they have to find the Twin Towers, which really wasn't that easy. Well, they were all on the same flight, again. They're really wanting to create a lot of drama on this finale, and they did. It was pretty exciting. I mean, I didn't know what was going to happen from minute to minute, so I think the hype was not so much hype. It was a very good finale, I thought. So at the Twin Towers, which were these 2 buildings, you had to, you know, pull yourself up. Once you're up there, look around for the next clue, and then rappel face forward going down. Ugh, I don't think I would want to do that. I don't know if I could do that. It was just so scary looking. And Art and JJ, they were the last ones to get there because they got lost. Their taxi driver lost sight of Dave and Rachel's taxi driver, and he didn't know where he was going. So they lost a lot of time. At the roadblock, though, however, after they finished the rappelling, it was shaving ice with a samurai sword. Wow, that ice was melting quick. Let me tell you, it's pretty hot in Hawaii. You had to fill up a whole bucket, though, up to the line. Then, after you finish that, you have to make your way on foot to the helicopters. Well, Brendan and Rachel kind of missed the on foot part, even though I heard her read it out loud, and I thought, oh, she's got it. No, which was followed by a Rachel freak out that they had screwed up, and it pretty much, they knew it cost them the race. Rachel was like, there's no coming back from this, and Brendan was like, thinking to himself probably, yeah, but let's just keep trying because you never know what's going to happen. Then the next part was rescue a swimmer. All I need to know is, was it really necessary to lay doggy style on top of the person that you rescued? Because that was coming off a little weird. A little bit. Alright, then next stop, Coral Kingdom Gate, where there was a roadblock. You had to go down this steep hill. I think it was like 150 feet on a grass sled, and it was not easy. Everybody was wiping out at first, but was it JJ? I can't remember now. Who had the really hard time going down on? He must have wiped out a zillion times, and both girls beat him, even though they got there after. They didn't realize that they were in first place, boy, but when they found out, and then Dave and Rachel passed them, they were pretty pissed. But the thing about that was that Dave and Rachel totally missed the roadblock. And they stumbled upon the final, paddle board to the finish. So they did the paddle board to the finish. Phil was like, what the F are you doing here? You gotta go back and do the roadblock. So then they were like, roadblock? And they went back and did the roadblock and finished in time to make it back in first place. But I neglected to say, after the grass sled, you had to roll this tribal rock into a goal, which really was originally used to break the ankles of your enemies. For real. Alright, so as I said, Rachel and Dave won. They were all like, oh, we're like great now. You know what? Would you still feel the same way if you lost? Would you be filing the divorce papers right now if you lost? I'm thinking it's a good possibility. Anyway, Art and JJ came in second, and Brendan and Rachel brought up the rear with third place. So that's how it all worked out. I'm neither here nor there. This season, I really wanted the guys from Kentucky to win. Then when they got knocked out, I wanted Brendan and Rachel to win. They came in third, so it is what it is. Congratulations, Rachel and Dave. You won fair and square, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you next season for the amazing race. Till then, much love.